Hello and welcome to Park Beyond. This may very well be the next roller coaster tycoon. It's a game published by Bandai Namco, and thank you very much to them for providing me a closed beta key here so I can check this game out for you guys. Now it is very much beta. There are plenty of annoying little bugs, but hopefully a lot of that will be ironed out in future updates before release. But let's take a quick look at what they've got so far. Here is a basic little park that I've thrown together, and it's very similar in a lot of ways to Planet Coaster, if you're familiar with that game at all. A lot of the same mechanics are in this game as well. And you got everything from the food stores, flat rides as they call them. Okay, so what's the difference between this and Planet Coaster, which has already got a crap load more features, is more established, a bunch more rides, and a hell of a lot less bugs? Well, here at Park Beyond, this is where the impossible happens. Well, such as roller coasters that get fired out of a cannon, or shops that fling minecarts over the workers' heads. I'm sure they're perfectly happy and safe in their work. Yeah, it still needs a lot of work, you know? But that's why we're here, in the beta. Make sure things like this... Oh, nice. Get fixed. What I do like about Park Beyond is the potential it's showing. The fact that you can design roller coasters by simply drawing your mouse around is really, really cool. Let me show you. Now, all roller coasters at the moment start with a station. As you can see, the roller coaster is already following my mouse cursor, and I can use keyboard shortcuts like Shift to raise and lower it, R to change the yaw, Alt to change the roll, and Control to change the pitch. And pretty soon, you got yourself some pretty unique bends. Once you get the hang of the controls, and they are a little bit janky and fiddly and not quite working properly, I don't think. But the point is, you don't have these fixed sections of track that limit you in which shapes you can choose. You can create the most subtly bendy corners or the most outrageous turns you can think of. The testing car, as you can see, will follow along as soon as you start. You can then change a track to a chain lift to get it up a hill, for example. And then even the testing car, when it falls off the track, you can have some fun with it. But it's a unique, pretty cool track building system, I must say. Probably change the yaw on this, shouldn't it? Really? It's all been pitched over. You can also use this to create custom inversions and track pieces. So I could twist this roll all the way over and create an inline twist just by holding Alt there. There you go. You got yourself your own inline twist. Now, try not to pay too much attention to how janky the track looks. This is things that I hope will get smoothed out later on in the beta. There are prefabs as well, so you do have things like hammerhead corners, and that's going the wrong way game, and loops and stuff like that. So you don't want to actually fiddle with the Control Shift Alt portions of the thing. Then you can absolutely... Tracks going backwards now. You can absolutely set the set pieces down, and they work fine. I'm going to do a little vertical loop left, like, for example. There we go. Nice and simple. Then straight into a nice turn up into the sky. Yaw it right. Bend it over. I'm going to do ourselves a little banked turn like that. And just like that, we got ourselves a pretty sweet ride, except it won't make it up that hill. But, you know, that's the whole testing thing for you. It's very good. We are running it at like 8 times speed at the moment, so it's a little bit confusing. Then, of course, you've got, after that, the modules. So these are quite cool. You've got off-rail, which is, I haven't used this before yet, but basically, the rail is bedded into the ground. So the roller coaster looks like it's free from rails, but in actual fact, it just runs along the ground. And you just press shift to raise it back over again. Coaster goes into these funny little ball things and back again. And then there's loads of things like intersections. You can create little cross sections of multiple trains running just for an extra bit of jeopardy. Two-way forks, split your trains up into two. A ramp, obviously, leave the track, join again, and the cannon, which we saw earlier, fires your roller coaster across the map back into again. These are just the ones available in the beta. There will be a lot more to come, and they're going to be equally as insane, I suspect. But yeah, this whole kind of build a track thing, just by drawing your mouse and stuff, is really cool. Big fan. Takes some getting used to, but not being limited to you know, fixed set pieces and stuff is really good. So you really can just build the fantasy coaster of your dreams. At the moment, with the kind of fiddliness, I suppose, to call it, with want of another word, of the controls and stuff like that, it does take a while to build a roller coaster. And there we go. A few minutes later, we've designed a reasonably working roller coaster. The other thing you can do is, of course, just like Planet Coaster, you can actually ride the roller coaster as well. Although I'm not going to stay on this too long because some people have reported motion sickness with this, so I'm going to go ahead and close that before you start vomiting and turn the video off. But what I really like about the roller coaster designer here in Park Beyond, and once it gets a little bit more refinement and tweaking and stuff like that, it's going to be amazing. But you can actually just move bits of track. You can make this a wide loop, for example, and just bend the loop over a little bit, or bend this track to the side. It does have some limitations, as you can see, but yeah, it's reasonably flexible, and suddenly you've got yourself a wide twisting loop rather than that tight one. The other thing you can do is make it taller, just by up the height a little bit, so you can really adjust it. Pay no attention to the track disconnecting there. You would try and breeze over things like that in a beta, right? These will all be sort of smoothed out and stuff like that. But yeah, it gives you sort of a level of freedom that I've not had before in a roller coaster designer. So you can come up with some absolutely crazy things. And the Park Beyond little hooks, as they call them, the off track, the jumps, the cannons, well, they're just the beginning of the crazy ideas in this game. While you're testing the ride, you can see live updates and statistics and stuff like that about that. You can see what G's your ride is pulling. So if it's going absolutely ballistic at a certain point and you're like, well, okay, how did I get a ride that does 9 G's? You can follow it along and identify exactly which bit of track is causing the problem. Once you identify a piece of track that's slightly problematic, you can select it, and then using the same controls, adjust the same things, yaw, pitch, roll, and adjust it so it is a smoother ride. Now, of course, the game also does come with a modular building creator as well, so you can actually create structures around your rides and theme them appropriately. This is a very fiddly and long-winded process, so this is going to be only for the most dedicated theme park creators. But there are prefabs, and I'm hoping for Steam Workshop compatibility as well, so that all the really creative people out there can furnish us with incredible creations, and we lazy people can just, you know, subscribe to them and then put them in our parks. Now, there is a campaign mode with some very questionable dialogue and supposed story built in there. And then, of course, there is Sandbox mode, which just gives you a pretty blank canvas to get going. And here we go. We've simply just got a park entrance here, and that's it. This is Sandbox mode. It's a huge place to play with. It goes all the way back here. Well, actually, I think that's the edge of the map, actually. All the way around this lake and up to these hills and stuff like that. So it's a pretty big, really big space to play with. Our guests will manifest from a cave, it would seem. No big deal. We don't have a car park or a train anywhere nearby, so I am going to assume they're orcs. Okay, so we'll have a little look at what's available straight away. Now, we've basically given a bunch of basic stuff to start off with, and then, of course, we do have to research our way through. Being in the beta at the moment, there is a limited variety of rides available to me to show you guys. But there are many things, as you can see from the trailer that I've been sort of playing in the background a bit, what things will be coming up. Staff. You got to staff your parks as normal. Loans and stuff, of course. Financial ins and outs. And lots of statistics to worry over. But all I want to do is just build a really cool park. With paths, you can customize them quite nicely. You've got a few to select from. You can then set the width. You can say whether you want a grid on the floor as well to work through, what height it is, whether it's curved or straight. So this is quite a nice little thing. I like to delete the starting path there, create a nice wide 7 or 8, that'll do, so it doesn't overlap. Nice wide path, and then using the grid here, we can create, bring that out a little bit more. We can create a rounded path. Not quite the city skylines level of precision engineering, of course, but you can create a reasonably good circular path to create a little viewpoint or a photo opportunity. And of course, you've got beautification, so you can have bushes and rocks, trees, shrubberies, rockeries, everything that you want for your Monty Python themed park. A giant redwood. There we go. That's here. We'll call it Redwood Parks or something. You can absolutely go to town on this stuff, and this is in the beta. Imagine what's going to be available. Oh, Portaloo. We made it. We won the game. Imagine what's going to be in the game when they finished it. That's pretty cool, right? Oh, a police car. Nice. Why on earth would we have a police car? I like it. I don't know what we'd use it for, but I'm blocking this road. Giant rock arch. Yes. Shark head. Why not? Let's have everybody coming out of this, I think, into the park. Past the giant redwood, through the shark head. This is the way. This is just how it has to be, I'm afraid. Weird lady princess thing. Animatronic? Yeah, I think so. Got a stick up her butt, but yeah, that seems fine. Point is, customization options for you are pretty good. You've got full terraforming as well, so we can definitely diggy or well, in that case, it's undiggy. That piley? What's the opposite of diggy? Oh, be careful with that, though, because it deletes your decoration. Oh, no, my giant redwood's disappeared. Bingo. Everything's fine. And just like that, we've got our park ready to open. We've got a few static rides. We've got a few little shops, benches, and toilets and stuff everywhere. Then we just need a few members of staff. We'll hire a couple of janitors, a mechanic, a paramedic, and maybe an entertainer, just for giggles. They all come in on the maximum salary. We don't want that. We want to put them on the somewhat okay salary. I mean, we need to look after our staff and all that stuff, but let's not get crazy. We can appeal our park to a particular audience. So we could say, we were like family visitors or teenagers or adults. So I'm gonna go with some families to start off with. We're gonna have some bubbly balloons. We need to reach the next park level before we can start researching. So that'll happen in a little while once we start getting our first guests. And here come the orcs out of the cave. Look at them little orcs, and they're adorable in their little big shoes and their perms and their backpacks. They're all giddy. This guy right at the front here. Look at this guy. Amazing. Oh, Jesus Christ, it is the hordes. What can men do against such reckless hate? I don't know what we're going to do with this many people. I have 3 rides, guys. I have 3 rides. I mean, calm your boots, yeah? maybe a little bit. Okay, I think they're all going to be slightly underwhelmed, I'm afraid. But still, welcome. Come in one, come in all. There's a janitors with their little leafy blowers. Look, they come through the orc cave as well. Yeah, there's a paramedic. She's looking very happy in her work right now. A little too smiley there, darling. Calm down. Yeah, you're here to work, not have fun. All right, move it on, people. Move it on. Let's come on. Go and be sick somewhere. Enjoy. I mean, they even made the pirate ride interesting. It fires cannons when it goes forward. That's cool. Silly little things like that make me happy. Bingo! New park level reached. We can now do our research thing. There we can go. Unlock. You have unlocked lab expansion things family and visitors love. Yeah. Bubbly balloons. Make it so. Reach the next park level to unlock another lab expansion. Okay, so we've unlocked this. I guess these get done at some point. I don't know. Make it happen. And to be honest, with the controls as fiddly as they are, you can still fit a roller coaster in a pretty small space. I even made my own loop because the stock ones have some weird twistiness in them. Although I admit, this roller coaster doesn't have any support beyond this point. It just sort of floats. But that was a similar issue in similar games, so I'm not too bothered by it. But yeah, it goes around the redwood. Look at that. I might call this the Redwood Stormer or something. I don't know. Who knows? But yeah, we have quite a small park size at the moment because this is the land. We need to buy more land or something. And when you try and build something like a flat ride or something, we've got our balloons. Look, you see this little white outline. So we have a tiny little space to start our park in. And then, of course, we expand it quickly by purchasing more land. Although I would admit that this view does make it slightly difficult to realize where you are. I can't seem to zoom in, which is a shame. But yes, we can purchase this bit of land or that bit of land. It's all about 3,000. So we'll buy a couple. Maybe we'll buy this bit here. Yeah, ours now. Maybe that bit as well. Oh, yeah, bingo. Now we're talking. That's all our land now. So if we look at our little flat ride again, yeah, the little white outline has expanded significantly. Lovely. Now we have a little plateau to enjoy. Delightful. We need to research more rides, though. We have our bubbly balloons. Do we have Ferris wheels and stuff as well? That's yes, we do. Ah, that's delightful. Yes, we have some expanding to do. Now in the beta, I think we only have this one roller coaster type, which is the one I've just built there. But like I said, you can build modular buildings around it. You can also paint it in various colors. I think you can yeah, there you go, there's the RGB-ness. And bingo, we now have a green roller coaster with little reddy things on it and stuff. Train is also... I have no idea what's going on with the train right now. That's just a weird color. Where did you get that color from? You the same color as the platform? My lord. But of course, placing rides and being fun and things like that isn't the only thing. You've got to actually run a business here. So we can search profitability, and we can see that this new roller coaster that I've placed down is anything but profitable. It has just opened, so we need to kind of like, keep it running, I suppose, until more people, figure it out. So we can have a look at the customers, the visitors, and see what they are saying about it. At the moment, they're saying that it's too expensive. We were quite amazed by Standard Coaster 2. I should probably rename it. Standard Coaster 2. We won't pay that much for Standard Coaster. The fee is very high. Okay, so $9 for a roller coaster. Maybe we should take it down to $6. Let's see if that makes more people come along. If more people come along, maybe it'll make more money. Who knows? At the moment, it is bleeding us. It's bleeding us dry at a loss of 2,000 every month. Ooh, dear. We got loans to pay off, people. So yeah, we need to figure that out. But yeah, we can quickly have a look at profitability here. It would appear that these two shops here as well, nobody is doing anything with the shops there. In fact, the only thing making any money is this drink shops back here. So that makes me think that maybe we should put a food shop back here as well. Park beyond Pizza Hut, perhaps. Maybe one that isn't so merged into the track would be a good idea here. Right, like that there. slap a little pathy path on it, and watch the visitors come flying along to my... That is quite cool. The train will run through that fire. If that doesn't increase the amazement level of my roller coaster, then this game is broken. It's simply like that. It's just, yeah, riding it through fire now, people. Get on with it. There we go. Some people are arriving to taste my tasty pizza. Lovely. Hopefully, that number is already started going down, so that's a good sign. So the final thing I want to show you today is something called the Impossification. And we can see it here. It's this little button up here. And when you have enough amazement in your park, you can unlock the ability to impossify some of the rides in your park. For example, the swinging ship here. Let me slow this down so you can actually see what's going on. It's split itself into three and splashing through the water. Plus we have a kraken waving its little tentacles around now. And this guy, as we just saw, spins its victims up and around all over the shop. And yeah, it makes the rides impossible, but you can only do it once you fill this bar up. But it is a lot of fun to do. Here we go. This guy's off. Lots of effects and sparkles and fireworks and things like that. So the Impossification, it does increase your running cost, but you can see the profitability goes quite high, which means that you can actually start charging quite a lot of money for it. We can have a look to see what we have in the queue. Yep, there it goes. Back again. Yeah, sure. This seems plausible. There we go. Yeah. But it's just been impossified, so we'll see. I mean, people are still coming in right now. We can have a look and see what they're thinking in the queue. These guys have just joined. So their thoughts are the fee is very high. Okay. Maybe we went a little bit overboard. Let's take it down to just under $6. There we go. We'll see what they think about that. But yeah, it does add an element of Park Beyond to some standard rides there. Definitely worth doing once you get this little power bar upgraded, that's for sure. There we go. That's Park Beyond. That's pretty much how it kind of grabs your attention and separates itself from the other competitors in the theme park building area. From a physics point of view, I still think that Planet Coaster is probably a more realistic theme park builder than Park Beyond. Well, that's obvious. The damn thing throws people off in the air. But I think Park Beyond is perhaps going to be a little bit more fun and a little bit more of a game, with a little bit of management side on the side of things as well. Hopefully they can fix the old jankiness stuff as it progresses through beta and then eventually into release. Anyway, Park Beyond is slated for release sometime this year. We don't have an exact date yet, but given the current state that it's in, I think there's got a little bit of polishing to do, some extra content to add, and then we're pretty much good to go. There's quite a lot of meat on the bones already, and it's looking really good. Anyway, ladies and gents, I do hope you've enjoyed this video and this little introduction to Park Beyond. I'd love to hear from you in the comments section. Let me know what you think. Is this the sort of game, is this your thing at all? Are you looking forward to it? Or just no? I want to hear from you either way. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.